education today uh, has a big funnel. It's like a funnel you'll have to pass through, and the top 0.1% go through the funnel and get all the opportunities, right? For India to unravel and untap the real potential, right? We have to essentially educate every child, not just the private school child who has already the ability to scale and excel, but every child, right? Take them, say, the 10% shift up. So when I say democratize, I look at platforms which democratize, right? Which is available for all. So you're inclusive, right? So Convegenius believes in inclusivity, right? Open it up. Ubuntu is inclusive. It's democratized. You can just download Ubuntu and install an OS. You don't have a paywall, right? So from our platform's perspective, we don't really charge the user. It's like Google search. You can go and search, right? There will be monetization models built on a platform which democratizes. Like Google search, democratized search, right? You can just search for knowledge, right? And when people search for knowledge, there are monetization models that come out. So we believe that when education can also be democratic, you have the user base, right? If you have 200 million users learning, even if it is free, you will have monetization models emerging out of it. Right? So no one's thinking from that perspective. They're not thinking from the perspective that if you give free education, you'll open up a platform approach. And when you have when you're opening up the platform and when you have users learning on the platform, right? Private schools will want to be on the platform. EdTech companies would be on the platform, right? Businesses will want to come on the platform and want to be part of the ecosystem. That's how you create a platform, a marketplace.
So a lot of people are actually using words like platform.
Yeah.
But the way you kind of explained that to me or unbundled that to me, no one's done that before for me, right? Yeah. And that makes me ask this question to you again. So are you saying there are companies, a lot of companies in India today who are in the edtech space? Do you feel they have a very consumer / software / app / let's say a very hardware focused strategy, or they feel like at the point of purchase when the user itself is going to purchase, you pay me money, I need to get my money there, versus there's a big difference between that and what I'm hearing you say is a platform approach. Do you want to unbundle that a little bit more?
So I think the fundamental concept of selling a product would be that a product has a certain value, right? And I'm not going to give it out for free unless you pay me the value first. So it is always thought of as a product that you are going to give against certain money, right? And education per se is valuable, right? It's a valuable and tangible asset that you're providing. So it's always been thought from that perspective. It's not been thought from a perspective of social media, right? Like social media, like Instagram, Twitter, etc., where you contribute content, where you're on a digital platform, have access to friends, but you're not charging a subscription fee there, right? So it's all free, right? So then there is network effect that gets generated. But education is not thought from that perspective, right? Where offering free education can potentially lead to monetization value. Multiple factors associated to it.
But your analogy with social media is so apt, because I understand that. For a lot of the early years when Facebook came into existence, there was a lot of talk of how do we monetize it? And people from Facebook were actually saying, we're still figuring it out. Yeah. But people are using it, and as long as people are using it, we'll figure it out. We have time to figure it out. I think that's a brilliant, absolutely brilliant way to look at solving education problems, because if you haven't figured out your business model, it's fine, but it looks like the platform model is helping, while you wait, is actually helping thousands and thousands, if not millions of students.
Yeah.
And I think that is a gift that you're bringing to society.
Yeah, so the analogy I took of social media was that it was providing entertainment value, communication value, getting closer to your friends, talking to your friends without being with each other face to face. But if you were to apply the same analogy of a platform approach to the real deep impact problems of the country, let's say education or women empowerment or healthcare, right? Why not make it free? Everyone's going to come on the platform and you're going to create digital communities, right? So the large impact problems are the large value creators, because you create incremental value for your end user, right? And that's where we saw that there's a huge potential, right?
This is tech for good. This is absolutely tech for good in that sense, because it's actually making lives better.